What's going on, sports card hobby family? We have turned the camera around, a little bit different of a show today. Going to do a present my screen. We're going to talk about all of my sports card and non-sports card pickups on eBay and my selling strategy. I don't typically do a lot of videos like this. I did a live stream a couple weeks ago that actually was pretty popular. So I wanted to do it again, just share my recent pickups and get your feedback, because that's always what's fun about buying, selling cards, kind of getting feedback from you all. So, all right, let's get started, shall we? Let's share screen. And we will start right here at the bottom, going back to the 15th. So as you all know, as a huge New Orleans Saints fan, I am picking up some Derek Carr stuff, auctions that I feel like are kind of ending a little bit lower than I would expect. And I know with a lot of people, it's like, Derek Carr, man, why Derek Carr? I think that he is going to rejuvenate his career with my New Orleans Saints. And to be honest, if I compare prices of Derek Carr to other guys that I buy, Drew Brees or Tom Brady, there's a lot of, value, I think, to be had. I've been picking up gold prisms. And what I mean, I guess, are just kind of, good cards for this guy that, are going for, fairly inexpensively in comparison to some of the others, especially even some of the other prospect guys. So yeah, it kind of adds some excitement when I'm watching the game. Now I've also got cards of the quarterback, and I do think that he's going to rejuvenate his career. I think the Saints are going to bounce back, but I am the eternal optimist, so we will have to see. So I picked up this 2019 Flawless Auto. It's on card, numbered to 15. And for Flawless Football, especially, Simon Cards 466 or Simon 466 Cards YouTube channel, he did a video about Prism compared to Flawless. And if you just look, there's just nowhere near as much Flawless stuff. And so I thought this was a pretty decent deal here at 118 tax tag title. So I bought the Walt Disney card. I had showed this on IG, and I believe I showed it maybe on a video as well. But shout out SlabMags. Coupon code in the video description as well as in the pinned comments. The Walt Disney card kind of sent me down a little bit of a spiral with the old Hollywood type stuff. So there's a couple things I was thinking about. So here we've got a early Marlon Brando card, and in high grade, which I thought was interesting. So again, for about $100. So some of the goats of acting and entertainment going back, Frank Sinatra obviously being one of those. Graded cards of these in the $50, $60 range. And then I also have some ungraded stuff that I picked up. But here's kind of my thought around old Hollywood. And again, maybe I'm reaching here to some degree, but this whole like actors and writers strike and, the big push of AI, and then you see kind of AI and CGI being used more and more in movies. It makes me wonder how much acting in the future is going to be done by actual actors and how much of it is going to be assisted by AI. So I was thinking about that. Who are kind of those goats, those acting goats, those old Hollywood folks that are just iconic? Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando, Humphrey Bogart. I picked up some Humphrey Bogart stuff. This is a raw copy, ungraded copy of the 1947 Turf Cigarettes Film Star set, $20 for a raw copy. Judy Garland would be another one of these legends. And so I'm going to send the raw copies off to SGC to get graded, just so it's kind of all consistent. I'm going to be set up for the first time since I was, I think, 11 or 12 years old as a dealer at the Atlanta Culture Collision Show at the end of January. So part of the pickups here are, I'm okay holding these for the long term because I feel like the downside is really low on a lot of these cards, between $20 and $100, many of them. And then also I want to bring them to Atlanta. Culture Collision is supposed to be kind of more of a culture cards, non-sports focus. You do have sports cards there, of course, but they've got sneakers, they've got action figures, graded comic books. There's a variety of different things at Culture Collision. So I want to bring these and just kind of see what sort of feedback I get, if there's any interest in those. And I just think in general, there's a lot of momentum around non-sports entertainment cards. Flipping Steve, my buddy, collects music cards and also actor cards as well. I also collect Stranger Things cards. So I think obviously sports cards make up the bulk of the hobby, but there's some room, I think, and really with a lot of these cards are from the 30s, 40s. These are basically pre-war pre-war cards, and if you compare the baseball card prices, they're not even in the same galaxy, obviously. And these are the all-time greats of old Hollywood. I picked up this star card because I watched. I was semi-influenced. I already have some of this stuff. I really like the old star cards, but this is the first set. This is the '83 All-Star set here. And I was watching Jeff Wilson talking to the star expert guy, and I was like, man, I would really like to pick up another star card. So I picked up this Dr. J at $77 with tax, graded by BGS. And maybe I end up crossing that over to PSA at some point down the road, but I've never cracked a slab before. I like the BGS slab, so I'm not really worried about it. But as far as those star cards go, the Jordan card gets a lot of notoriety, obviously, but I like the idea of having some of the first set that they came out with, and that's '83 All-Star. And there's also not as much concern over that first set with the fakes and the reprints and certain things that have happened with those star sets. That '83 All-Star set, to me, feels like over time is going to remain an important, or kind of build on itself as an important set. You've got a bunch of stars in it. All right, we're sticking with old Hollywood here. This one's from the 50s, 1956. It is a PSA 10. It's a playing card, the Queen of Hearts. It's a set I found I thought was interesting. It's a great picture of Marilyn Monroe. And there's King of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. It goes kind of all the way down. I decided on the Queen of Hearts here. Pick this one up just because I thought it was a cool card. And again, I think, fairly low downside in the long run. It is still a 50s card. It is a PSA 10, 1956 card. So I thought that was cool. Another one of these Judy Garland cards. She was in The Wizard of Oz, in case anyone is wondering who Judy Garland is. Stranger Things. So this is that new Fright Night set that recently came out, and they've got parallels in there that are numbered to 86. There's also ones that are blue, numbered to 11. And so these have popped up on eBay, and they've been fairly expensive, $40, $50, $60. Buy it now type thing, best offer. Caught this one on an auction, and I really like the Sunshine and Rainbow. So it's basically Vecna versus 11, and I have two of these now. So this is the second copy I picked up. The first copy I bought for $18. So you can see kind of that price variance, but they're really kind of all over the place. I was able to catch this one, fortunately, on auction for $7.50. All right, so this is one I wasn't expecting to pick up. It just popped up. These are numbered to 10, and this is the medallion auto from Stranger Things Season 2. Noah Schnapp does have Season 1 autos, and this is a sticker auto. So, at this price point, this is probably retail price for this as far as, what I paid for it. But again, I know that Will Byers is going to be the main focus of Season 5. He's going to play a huge part in it. And I do already have one of these. I don't know if I actually have the medallion or if I've got the patch auto. But anyway, they're numbered to 10. They don't pop up very often. And so these are cards that I don't mind adding in at this price point here and there as they pop up, just because they are very limited. I've been buying these Stranger Things cards for a little over a year, and these don't pop up very much because, again, they're numbered to 10, and there's not a lot of variety to choose from. All right, so a little bit more of that Hollywood stuff. It's an Elvis card. So PSA has this as a 1950 card on its slab. It's actually from 1961. I don't know if it's a mistake or if PSA just looks at it as 1950, but I did some research on this set, and it's actually the 1961 Dutch Gum movie card set. So PSA, I don't know if that's just a mislabel or it's labeled incorrectly, but it's not from 1950. It's from 1961. I just thought that the picture's cool on this, kind of him doing his trademark, dance, Elvis Presley, and $37 tax tag title for a graded vintage card. I liked it. So this is one I went out. I thought this might be the rookie card for Frank Sinatra. I've been doing some research on this and breakout cards. Ryan told me that there are earlier cards of Sinatra, but I just haven't seen them. But maybe they're just really rare and they haven't popped up. I like the picture here, though. I've seen a few of these Sinatra cards where the picture is just okay, on it. And I really like this one, how it looks. It's hand cut out, and it is graded at 127. There's some big buy it nows for this card on eBay, and then, even ungraded higher than this number that I had paid for it. So I felt pretty good about it. And so similar Oh, same set, actually, Ronald Reagan. This is not his first card. This is the one I believe to be Ronald Reagan's first card from 1939, the Bridgewater Film Stars set. So not a president card, but because he was a movie star, obviously, before he became president, Ronald Reagan. And so this to be, I believe it is the Ronald Reagan rookie card, and caught it for a good price on auction. Dinky Warner Brothers, Humphrey Bogart, not his rookie, 1948, but just a cool card in general. It was $20. The whole set here, so this is why it shows 305 here, because all these cards were 305, all four of these, not just this one. This one was $20. So yeah, I just figure, the downside on these old Hollywood cards just feels to me to be pretty low, considering they are vintage cards and they're just cool. So I will bring them. I'll see if I get any sort of excitement around them at the Culture Collision show, and in general, just see if these kind of get some movement here with pop culture and just kind of that old Hollywood being kind of the goats of acting, especially if we just don't see a whole lot of acting anymore. If they're on strike forever, and then secondly, if they move more towards AI focused stuff when they make movies. All right, so this is the one I was telling you about, the Fright Flicks set that came out. This one's numbered to 11. These have popped up on eBay, but they're like, buy it now, $200, $300. This one came up on auction, and I just followed it, and it was able to get it for $54, including tax. But this one is numbered out of 11. So this is one of the big kind of chases in this Fright Flicks set. And it's just, cool. It's got the blue border. It's numbered to 11. I'm not necessarily trying to set collect it, but I thought it would be cool just to grab a few of these. So I'm going to grade these up. And again, I'll bring all this stuff to Atlanta Culture Collision. And we'll see if there's some excitement around Stranger Things with season 5, hopefully being shot at some point in the near future. Lucille Ball, another film star, $12, $18, including shipping and tax. And it's, again, one of these old-timey, old Hollywood cards. I've been picking these up as I've seen them at the right price. $95, $101 for the on-card auto for Millie Bobby Brown. This is just basically a base card from season 2 that she's signed in person, and it's authenticated by Beckett. And so I've been picking these up because, number one, this one's signed 01111, which she does not do that. Although I got an ad for mail-in items to where you could mail in something and you could pay extra for her to sign at 11. And then I looked at the fine print. She doesn't accept cards. She does not accept cards. So she'll do like 8x10s and this sort of stuff, but she won't do trading cards, which I thought was interesting. So if she's not signing any more trading cards, at least not through these kind of mail away type deals, that's kind of interesting to me, especially when all of her pack pulled autographs in the Topps Stranger Things sets from season 1, season 2, etc. Let me make sure I line this up with the camera right. But this is, for example, season 1. They're all stickers. So I think I have 5 or 6 of these on-card autos at this price point. My daughters each have one because they're big Millie Bobby Brown fans. So I gave one to each of my daughters. And so I've kind of got a handful of these because I think they're cool. And then also at this price point, again, low downside. And I think over time, they're going to do okay. Okay, is this the last buy? No, not quite. Actually, I can do them both together. The last buys here last night were Derek Carr Gold. So we continue on with the Gold Prism Derek Carr run. Hold on, let me make sure I'm holding this up. I'm on the wrong side. So I've got 3 of these. Now I've got, because I've also got 2015 over here. So now I've got 2020. And so I've got 2015. First off, I can't afford the 14. That's his rookie. I'm not going to get that one. So I'm just looking at all the other ones. So I've got 15, I've got 16, I've got 18, and I've got 20. And then I've also got a 2022 gold shimmer. So this is not the pure gold. This is the gold shimmer, $135, $140 for each of these. But again, if you look at gold prisms for really any player, they're usually $50 and up for just any player, let alone a starting quarterback for a team. So this is kind of fun for me. My thought process with Derek Carr is if he does pop off, if prices go up, I'll probably move off of rookie cards and other types of Derek Carr cards that I picked up, like Flawless, Auto, move off of that stuff, but keep the Gold Prism run. So the Gold Prism run will kind of be the PC for Derek Carr. And then hopefully, hey, look, it could go sideways, and maybe these cards go down in price, could happen. But again, if you look at the Tom Brady versions or other versions of these cards, Gold Prism, Aaron Rodgers, or any of these other guys, they're just far, far more expensive than what we're seeing right here. So I thought this would be kind of just a fun spec. Again, I'm a huge New Orleans Saints fan, so it gives me another reason to root for my team and hope for Derek Carr to do big things. We got Michael Thomas back in the fold. Alvin Kamara's only got 3 games to sit out, and he should be back. So, yep, that is it, guys. Wanted to share my recent eBay pickups as well as plan of attack for possibly selling, holding. For a lot of these cards, and for really my strategy has always kind of been, am I okay holding on to this card? Am I okay just sitting on it? And so I very rarely buy cards that I just want to flip. But when I do, I just have a very distinct time frame on those cards. Like I'm going to buy it now and then I'm going to sell it here, and that's that. So, but this is kind of more of like, it could be PC stuff, but if the price does move up, then I'm okay to sell it as well. All right, guys, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.